Alright, hello everyone. It's me, Mr. Chrono JJ. And we are going to do some bracket predictions tonight. We, I guess, just being me and you. We're going over all of the group stage results. So if you don't want to be spoiled about the group stage results and instead want to watch BoIt as he's putting out a lot of the videos, maybe don't watch it if you don't want to be spoiled, but it's up to you. Because I'm going to go over all of the final results of the group stage and then look at the bracket and do some predictions. And yes, Mr. KRT Vision, you are first. Good for you. So we will get into the, first we're going to go over the groups, the final positions, and me and Keen Flame did kind of a little prediction competition, I guess you could say. So I'm going to count up the points, go over who won, and count up the points for the groups, and then move into the bracket stage. And I'm hoping someone can join me for the bracket stage predictions, but so far everybody's busy, but we'll see. So group, you should be able to see the group here, and well, the groups, I guess, of BoIt's MegaRandom tournament. We've got the main divisions separated here, and then there's another row over to the right that you probably can't see yet. But then on the bottom, each row here, you see JJ's predictions. These are what I predicted, and then you've got Flame's predictions. These are what Flame predicted, and then you have the actual results here next to each column. So we'll just go real quick and take a look at there really weren't any surprises, I don't think, for advancement. Well, maybe just one. Otherwise, everything was pretty straightforward in the group stages. There weren't any like three-way ties, which I thought maybe we could see like a three-way tie, because there's a lot of good players playing. But everything ended up being pretty straightforward in the bracket or the group stage here. So we actually, where am I from? I'm from the Illinois in the United States. This is a little bit of a surprise for me. I thought Ulysses would take first, but he lost the Shadowfax. So real quick, let's see. What's the best way to do this? I think we can put it as orange if it was correct. So, and then in this one we had Baruhan ended up getting replaced with Gabu, who lost to both Ulysses and Shadowfax and then never played against Jokerdom. So we can probably just go with, oh, no. Oh crap, I'm messing this up. This might not go nearly as well as I thought it would. Okay, so I didn't get anything right in this division. Here, kind of a goofy situation where Chemo kind of, I think he was sick for the first week, so BoIt was going to replace him with Moore. And then after BoIt moved Moore into the division, then all of a sudden Chemo was back. And there are a lot of games, well, a handful of games here that weren't played, but I think this is probably the surprise of the group stage was Momo, who's kind of an unknown player, but has kind of come along recently and has been playing really well, and he took first place. He beat Brickhead, No Atlantis, and Moore. Did not actually play Chemo. They never arranged. And then Chemo ended up getting second by winning a couple series, and Moore didn't. He just didn't play enough games, and then lost to Momo. And I think he beat Brickhead. I'm not sure. So this is kind of hard to figure out. We might just we could probably just consider Moore didn't participate, and then that means this was right, this was right, and this was right. Otherwise, the rest of this for our predictions was wrong. Grandmaster came back, hasn't been playing much lately, and he took first place in his division with a couple tough players in Grass and Groom, and it's just Jeff, and then Joey Bads. He is not faint of heart. He showed up. So, but yeah, anyway, Grandmaster, this was a bit of a question whether or not he would come back and be able to play at the top. So he ended up winning the division. And then, I got Grass and Groom right. And I actually got this whole thing right. Punkstar dropped, so we can kind of just consider this as a wash in this figure. Yep, Joey Baz. We picked this out and Punkstar dropped. So yes, Rappo, we did have faith in you. The question, do I still have a shot? I have a shot at winning the lower bracket, not the upper bracket, because I had to be optimistic and put myself promoting here in the second division here. Who's playing today? Nobody. Nobody's playing today. This is just predictions going into the bracket stage. So I'm going over the final results of the group stage, and then I'm going to look at the brackets. I haven't even looked at the brackets yet. I don't know who I play. I don't know who anybody plays. If somebody around, I'll take one person if wants to join me in Discord, because it seems everybody else I messaged is busy. I'd kind of like to, talk over the brackets with somebody. But anyway, both of us, me and Flame, when we did these predictions, we're very very confident in Rapple, so we get him correct. And then the rest of this division, the only thing that was right here was Flame predicted Shelby is third, and I thought he'd get fourth. But yeah, I did not advance. Didn't play well. I'll tell you why I lost though. I didn't even know this. So, about a month ago, I injured my ankle. In fact, you can still maybe see it. I got this big old boot on my ankle. See? Skinny leg, big boot right here. Originally, thought I was just sprained. On Saturday, this past Saturday, after I played all my games, I found out through some additional testing, because it's not healing very well or quickly, found out it's actually broken. I have a broken ankle, among other things. So that's why I lost, is because I was playing on a broken ankle. So all these players who beat me, Rapple, Miracle Man, and Shelby, should feel bad for beating up on a cripple. So in my mind, I got first in this division. I root for the Eggy Mains. Yeah, there's not too many anymore, really, that play a lot of Egyptian. We lose a lot. Let's see, this division, I messed this up. I thought Avely, who's an old player who came back right before the tournament, I thought he would do better. He didn't. So I did not get a whole lot right here, other than I predicted Schalke would get last. So we got that right. Flame picked this, and then otherwise Yoshi, I thought he'd get first, but Nola showed up, played real well. Next division, Joe, another kind of expert that hadn't been playing too much lately, came back right before the tournament, won a really narrow match against Kavath, and then so Joe was able to win, and then Coco the King, whoever that was, he ended up dropping. So I guess the only thing we got here was that, Schalke was very predictable. So we appreciate that. So we can give both of us wins for this. So let's see. This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I had right. 2, 3, 4, 5, he had right. I'm probably missing some. 1, 2, 3, I had right. Ooh, this is a bad roll for me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, he had right. So by my addition here, I've got 9 right, and he's got 11. So I'm behind. Can't even win the prediction contest. So that nothing overly surprising in the first 6 groups. Then really only got 2 more groups to go over. Let's see, this should be enough for you guys to see the groups. Okay, looks like Raifang will join me in for the predictions of the brackets. So let me real quick, I'm going to get into the, hold on here. So you guys should be able to see the last 2 divisions here between Heimdall and the Prometheus divisions. And hold on one second there, Raifang. I think I maybe have my voice and video wrong. Yep. Okay, now I think you can hear me and I can hear you, and we're in the middle of going through the group stage. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, he can hear me. You got my stream up?
I do have your stream up.
All right, good. Well, what a good friend. And so we're just getting now to the last two divisions: the Heimdall division, the Prometheus division.
Oh, we're predicting the.
We're gonna predict
unknown tournament. I thought we were gonna predict the team game tournament.
No. The brackets aren't out for that. Let me know if if those of you in chat, me and Raifeng, our voices together are meshing as far as audio. As far as volume. Yes, we are going to go over the single elimination brackets for the MegaRandom tournament here in just a minute. I'm just going over the final group results. Tiger Boss, he showed up big. Beat Shelty, and then also beat Darth Revan and Tack. This was actually a fairly competitive division here where Darth Revan lost 2-1 to Shelty on the very last day, I believe. And close series. I mean, he took a game off of Shelty, so that's pretty good. But Tiger Boss ends up winning that division. He's another player that's kind of come from nowhere and pretty solid. Another Aranos main. Blech. Don't know. What's your opinion on Aranos mains, Raifeng?
I mean, they're our least favorite players, but they still play AOM.
Yeah, they still do play AOM. Anybody that plays AOM, that's a good person. Now this bracket here, I got this one perfecto. Pretty proud of that. That's my best accomplishment all year. And no, hold on, he did not get that right. He mixed these up and then got the rest. So yeah, we got Hagrid was able to beat Soup and then swept the rest of the division. So Hagrid with a real good group stage in this 5-man group. And Hagrid's kind of one of those players. I don't know if you also think this, Raifeng. He doesn't get a lot of fanfare. He's kind of like a behind-the-scenes kind of pretty solid player who always does well, but nobody talks about him.
I feel like he's like 80% strong like builds and then 80% strong macro, but maybe not like 100% strong in either one of those. So he can beat the majority of players, that's for sure, but I think he still struggles a little against the highest skill players a bit.
Yeah, and that's kind of my thought of him is like it seems like he always finishes in like the round of, depending on the tournament, but like maybe the round of 8. And just kind of hasn't quite gotten over that hump to finish, 1, 2, 3. Maybe in some of the extended editions he's been 3 in some of those events, but the competition maybe not quite so fierce. And in the end, me and Flame both got 16 matches right, or 16 places right. So all that work for nothing, we tied. But yeah, overall, so these are your advancers: Hagrid, Soup, Tiger Boss, Shelty, Rapple, Miracle Man, Nolus, Yoshi, Joe, Kavath, and then if we move back over here, Grand Monster, Grass and Groom, Momo, Chemo, Shadowfax, Ulysses. What I see in these listed names is really a very wide variety of god mains. Uranos, Greek, Norse, Egyptian, it's all here, so that's pretty cool. Pretty cool. All right, let's get to... Have you even seen the brackets yet, Raifeng?
I have not.
Uranos, easiest, best god. Raffle my pick. So yeah, we can go through too and maybe let the... see who you guys in chat think's gonna win. Okay, I need to now get to the bracket. We'll go over... Do you want to do the lower bracket first and then the upper bracket?
Going against the norm a little bit, but I'm
okay. We'll go with the norm. All right, fine, be that way. We'll do the main bracket first. Well, actually, you know what? That's kind of good because all I really care about is to see who I play, and I'm in the lower bracket. So let's see. You guys should be able to see. Sweet. You guys can see the bracket here. Can you see the names? Okay. I could maybe zoom in just a little bit because
it looks absolutely fine, or at least what I'm looking at the moment hasn't taken.
Oh, that's too big.
Fairly visible.
All right, so here's our bracket. A lot of good matches here. I love this part of the tournaments where you get to now pretty much anybody's a good player here. Pretty much anybody real theoretically could play well enough to win. Now the interesting part of this though, and this does make a big effect, is that the rule that you have to switch gods that you win with is still in effect. But now it's best of 5, so you're going to have to win with 3 different gods. And this, to me, is where the players that can play many gods really start to shine. And that's going to affect how these matches go. But all right, I'm going to write everything down here. So, Rapple versus Kavoth. I have circled my winner for this. And Rifing, you tell me who is going to win and why.
I think Rapple will win because he's got a really defined Norse strat at the moment. He's played Odin so much and is used to kind of all the meta strats trying to counter Odin, that he's developed a really strong early game that can kind of withstand the Atlantean early pressure, combined with a strong macro game behind it, which then leads into Rag and Kavoth, as far as I'm aware, is a Gaia/Atlantean player.
Mm-hmm.
Mostly. Does he have any second civs? I'm not
I
terribly familiar
think
with
he's pretty much 100% Atlantean.
Do we know if that is Leto, like you said last night through DMs?
I think maybe they're the same person. But Kavoth is a good player.
Leto was playing mostly Gaia, then switched to some other civs and still did really well with the other civs, but again, like you said, mainly Atlantean player. And I guess going back to the original point of why Rapple wins, I think if he can survive the early game pressure with good strats, then once you get late, I think the Rag is just too much for the Atlanteans to deal with in tight, similar skilled games.
Yeah. Overall, I agree. I have circled, if Rapple's still here, and you can see, I circled a Rapple on my page because I do believe that a Rapple will win. I think he's the better player. Rapple is one of the best players currently playing. And Rapple also, not only can he play Norse, but played some Greek in the group stage as well, I believe he did. I think he did play some Greek. And Kavoth is just purely, as far as I know, purely Atlantean. And that's, I mean, the Atlantean into the Norse can be pretty rough there.
You really need to break them early and kind of just smash them in the face with the early pressure and not let up, and it can get like brutally close and back and forth. And I've seen Ulysses overwhelm Rapple a couple times on stream, and the way he does it is just like non-stop pressure in your face and hits him hard early and keeps hitting him until he kind of breaks him down. But with Gaia, the pressure isn't quite as strong, so if Rapple can defend against either Gaia or, like you said, you got to play the different civs, so Uranus can only get one win, the other two would have to be with Gaia and Kronos, who don't have the same speed and pressure. I think Rapple will be able to survive. And
I do.
Rapple's going to have to pick up a win with Loki, right?
Yeah, or Greek.
Or Odin.
Yeah, Greek. Yeah. But one thing, I'm kind of wondering if BoIt's going to change this, but like a best of 7 and a best of 9. If you gotta win 5 different gods, it'll be scraping. I mean, I can't even win with my best. Imagine me here. Holy smokes, I'd be scraping the real bottom of the barrel. Oh man. See, I don't know. This is a lot of games to play when you gotta switch a god if you win. But all right, so we're in agreement on Rapple and Kavoth. This next one here between Momo and Miracle Man is it's an interesting matchup because these are both kind of your second tier kind of experts, so to speak. I don't even know if you could really consider them experts, but I would say they're pretty much even in skill. You got Momo, who's been playing Greek, and Miracle Man, who's been playing mostly Atlantean again. And this is a tough one, but
I'm not familiar with Momo at all. Unless you used to go.
Not really, me neither. I don't know if he's came over from Extended Edition, but
Oh wow, he does have 1,000 games played in the 1v1 ladder.
he
So
does. He must have just gotten good then lately. Because, yeah, before this tournament, unless he switched a name or something and was playing on a different account, I really had never heard of Momo. But it seems like other people have. So more people must be smarter than me. Um, so, yeah, he's kind of a little bit of a dark horse. I don't know how to pick him. He is Voobly exclusive. Well, But,
in his games though, and he does seem to struggle quite a bit against the actual expert level players. So
right, and
I
that's...
am gonna go with Miracle Man here because I think Miracle Man's probably got a bit more experience playing against those high level players and may be a tad more polished.
Well, I picked Momo. Just because I have no idea who the guy is and he keeps winning. So how am I supposed to go against him? So I'm going with Momo. And it's easy to say it, Momo. Momo's shorter than Miracle Man. And Miracle Man beat me. So, yeah, I already picked
Real
Rapple.
reason for the pick here now.
Yeah, well, I picked Rapple, but that's because I expected to lose to him. But I didn't expect to lose to Miracle Man, so I'm mad. So Momo for the win. The next match, Tiger Boss, pretty much all Atlantean again. Man, every match so far has
Did we
had
get
an
this
Atlantean man.
matchup in the last tournament?
I think we did in the extended edition. Maybe?
Both of them went pretty far in the last tournament we cast. I forget how it ended
Yes.
completely, but I think they might have played in that, and I think Ulysses won. I think they were the finals, right? And I think
Maybe semis.
I remember casting, what was it, like the Atlantean mirror?
Yes.
Like
Yes.
the map name with the open ice in the middle, and
Yep. And Ulysses
kind
won.
of just got ahead and slowly ground him down, took the second TC sooner, and I think we're gonna have a repeat of that. I think
Yes.
Ulysses is just a bit more experienced and refined as a player, and I think that'll give him the edge here, especially when multiple gods are needed to win.
Yeah, and that's kind of mainly my thought process. Again, this is kind of one of those things where you have kind of your second tier top level player versus a top tier player, and it's just so tough to make that next step once you're facing the best of the best and still continue to win. So yeah, I'm going with Ulysses too. Our next match here, kind of to finish off the top half of this bracket, Grand Monster versus Yoshi, also known as Chesophilus, also known as something else. I don't know. I feel like anybody that plays on the extended edition feels like they need to change their name like every other month. So Chesophilus, Yoshi, probably a couple other names against Grand Monster, who kind of returned right before this tournament started. I've made my pick. Have you made yours?
I think I definitely got to go with Yoshi. This is kind of I think the god variety here. I think Yoshi's got a bigger selection of gods and strats, and Grand Monster is pretty much exclusively Norse from what I've seen.
Yeah, he's played Ra some, and he originally was an AOM vanilla player, and then at some point kind of transitioned and played well at AOT Titans, but he's a player who he hasn't played much coming into this tournament, and was kind of one of those guys though who when he shows up, he always plays well. So I don't think this is going to be one-sided, but it's hard to go against Yoshi, who's been super active lately.
I feel like this might be one of the more one-sided, and I think my reasoning is I think it's, from what I've seen so far of BoIt's cast of the tournament, a lot of the games, especially the higher level games, have kind of turned into almost boom-style deathmatch games, as the players kind of don't know the maps ahead of time and aren't as familiar with them to commit to aggression-style play, so at least I've noticed. I feel like it's trended towards more late-game, boom-heavy games so far from what I've seen of this tournament.
Yeah.
And Yoshi, I know, is one of the top, if not the top, deathmatch player at the moment, and I think that style play is going to help him a lot in this tournament.
But Yoshi tends to choke in tournaments. Ooh. He's never placed very high or even played at all. I think maybe it's more often that he hasn't played, but tournaments he has signed up for. I don't except maybe some extended edition ones which I'm not familiar with, but the ones that I am familiar with, he's signed up for on Voobly. He's never gone very far into the brackets. So, is he a joker?
Due to a lack of early game refinement / builds.
Shoot, I don't know.
Maps like Medit, that obviously the build order can make all the difference in the world nowadays with the game being as old as it is and everybody perfecting the strat on that. But like I said, these unknown maps I think might help a bit as there's going to be a less kind of set way of playing them, and it might go go more late.
Hagrid and Grassengroom. That's the next match. Hagrid versus Grassengroom. Grassen, another Atlantean player. Hagrid, kind of a hodgepodge, plays. I think maybe his Greek is his best. And I'm going with Hagrid.
I also go with Hagrid. Grassen, I can't figure this guy out. We've played with him in team games a few times, and I just remember one game still that stuck with me. Just he kind of did absolutely nothing. He was chipped in that game, so maybe it's because he wasn't playing his Atlantean main, but he was just like an ISIS with his man, like focusing on us the whole time, allowing him to do whatever he wanted.
Did you lose?
Well, did I lose? We lost. You were on my team, I think.
Oh, I don't even remember this. But you're mad because he made you lose in a team game.
Just the scope and extent. It was just, I couldn't believe what happened type of thing. And now this guy's 1800 plus, so he's clearly not a bad player by any means. And he's in the finals bracket of this tournament. So,
but he better not be the reason we lose. So yeah, screw Grassengroom. Let's go Hagrid all the way.
I think he's still inconsistent, is my point. So I think Hagrid's going to be a bit more solid and refined, and I think Hagrid will pull it out over a 5-game series.
Yeah, and Grassengroom, it does, as far as I know, does not have the god selection that Hagrid had. Grassen is pretty much Uranus, and then so what do? You go from Uranus to Kronos to Gaia, which that's not the end of the world, but that's not the same as being able to play.
Made fun of Uranus players earlier in this cast, and I think what I've said at least twice since then is that with the not being able to play the same god over, Atlanteans could be in rough shape here because the drop off from Uranus to the other two, especially on some of these bigger open unknown maps, is kind of going to be brutal with the lack of speed bonus.
Yeah, I know.
More so than changing like between Egyptian gods or Norse gods. I think Atlanteans going to have a lot harder time picking up the wins with their secondary Zeus.
What about Shadowfax and Chemo? Shadowfax has been in the chat tonight.
These bottom 3 matches are I guess we're saving the best for the last here. I think these bottom 3 matches are going to be the top 3 of this whole set of 8. So
these are
fitting that we get to these 3 last. But this one I think is going to be the macro one. I know Chemo obviously is king macro, where he has this unique style where he basically goes as greedy as possible on eco and asks you to punish him.
Can he play 3 different gods?
Where Shadowfax, I haven't played against him too much recently, but I think like 2 years ago or something, I was encountering him on EE quite a bit and just hitting a brick wall in terms of him just out macroing me significantly. So he's actually a pretty good macro player as well. So it'll be interesting to see if Shadowfax tries to go aggression and punish Chemo style, or if he tries to keep up with them in a macro style game. So I think Chemo will pull it out.
Oh, after all that, you're going with Chemo.
How Shadowfax approaches it, but I think Chemo's macro on unknown maps will be too much to overcome.
Well, I circled Shadowfax because I think Shadowfax is going to win. And my main thought process behind that is the fact that...
Is that he's watching the stream and you want
No, I don't care about that. It's because in the last Champions League / Challengers League, I played Shadowfax and I beat him in a series. So I would like to see Shadowfax go all the way. That way I could say...
So it's about making Karen JJ look good.
Yes. So Shadowfax, he's playing for me, essentially. So I'm going to circle Shadowfax here for him versus Chemo. But in all seriousness, he could beat Chemo. Chemo's not who he used to be when he's been playing.
Has Chemo been playing AOM at all recently, or is he full
He's
AoE 4?
AoE 4 mostly. I mean, you never know with Chemo. I mean, shoot, he can come on and play more games in one day than I do in an entire summer. So, yeah, who knows, but yeah, I think Shadowfax, he's gonna win. Our next match, we've got some Joe fans in the chat. Speaking of Joe, who's playing against Soup. Yeah, you're right. These last 3 matches are really some of the best players that have been playing like over the past few years, and then a lot of the other players are kind of your up and coming or second tier. Well, these are a lot of good players down here on the bottom half of the bracket. Joe versus Soup. So Joe mainly plays Egyptian, but he's good enough. He can play pretty much any god and do well. Maybe not Atlantean, so good for him. And Soup primarily Norse, and then we'll throw in a random Ra game once in a while. I think the way Joe plays Egyptian, he matches up very well against Norse. So
Joe has the Egyptian meta figured out more so than I've seen anybody since Magic like a decade ago. Like his Egyptian strats, and I think Boit pointed out nicely when Boit was casting his game against Kovov in the earlier rounds is Joe takes almost a programming approach to how he plays the game in terms of what his strat is, and he'll go based on what the opponent does, and if he'll go 2 TC and then the opponent takes a second TC, he'll go 3 TCs and kind of plans things out accordingly. And I think Joe's kind of detailed Egyptian meta will be hard for Soup to break with his aggressive style. Soup has the most entertaining style of the whole tournament. He just hits you.
He's all in.
Doesn't stop hitting you in the face.
He's all in.
The game's over. We've tried to pick apart his decision making and why isn't he doing all these making all these macro decisions that you should be making, but he's just so busy smacking the opponent in the face the whole time that there's no time to worry about the macro decisions. So
and when that works, it looks great, and when it doesn't work, it's like, what's he doing?
Unfortunately, I think the hardest to go aggression against is going to be a refined Egyptian.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go with Joe here.
Yeah. Then our last matchup here, you got Nolus, plays a lot of Aranos, but also plays Greek, and then you've got Shelty, who a bit of a hodgepodge. Originally he was a Norse main, and then he started playing some Aranos. I think he even does a little bit of Greek here and there. So
a bunch of Egyptian too.
Yeah, so he plays a lot of gods. He plays a lot of them very well. He has not been. He's another one of these old in quotation marks, because they're not what I really consider old, but I mean he's been around for 8, 9, 10 years now, and he just came back again right before this tournament after I don't know how long, maybe 6 months, 5 months, 4 months maybe away. So there's maybe a little bit of a rust for him to knock off, and Nolus is definitely over the last year and a half leveled up. So he plays really well. Like I would have said a year and a half ago, he was probably
a year and a half ago he lost to you.
No, he didn't. He beat me.
Did it? I swear you got him on one of those tournaments with your weird strats.
I don't think so, but I don't know. I would think if I won, I probably would remember it. So
maybe that was Dober that I'm thinking of.
Yeah, it was Dober. I beat
both Russian and kind of.
Yeah. Yeah, no, Nolus has gotten. He's pretty solid.
Picking against Nolus and underestimating him, and it burnt me. I think the last prediction or two.
So does that mean you're gonna pick him?
I think I will. I'll mix things up and finally pick Nolus here. I think he's been playing a lot and has kind of refined his strategy a bit. And I know Shelty, I think, kind of has just been showing up for these tournaments lately.
Yeah, Nolus has been tough.
Terribly active, so I think I'll give the active edge to Nolus here and go with Shelty.
Okay, so all right. Well, that's our choices.
I think they played in the last tournament too, the EE one that we were talking about earlier, and I think
Nolus did beat him.
One Shelty went. It was like a Loki war, and Shelty went pressure, and Nolus played defensive.
Yeah.
Nolus just used the defensive advantage.
So Shelty has played
numbers advantage, and then it snowballed from there.
So he has played a little bit recently. Then I forgot about him playing the extended edition tournament there, but
that's one tournament. I'm talking more more about like the daily grind. Like Nullis
Yeah.
plays
Right.
a lot of games daily.
Okay.
About 2,000 1-1s on the move lead ladder at the moment. I'm sure Shelby has a fraction of that.
Well, I forgot to write down all your picks. So let's see. I picked Rapple, Momo, Ulysses, Yoshi, Hagrid, Shadowfax, Joe, and Nolus. You picked Rapple, right?
Rapple,
Miracle Man,
Ulysses, Yoshi, Hagrid, Chemo, Joe, and Noah.
Oh man, we only differed on two. That's boring. We'll see how many we're right on. All right, yeah, odds of Nolus losing, I would think are pretty low. But let's our next. I'm excited about this part to see the lower bracket, which there's a wider variety of skill in the lower bracket, so there won't be as many. I think maybe a handful of these games won't be as hard to pick here. Looks like Avely dropped. Okay, so what do we got here? Okay, you guys should be able to see this. Yep. Okay, so Moore is in the bottom group. Okay. Oh, I play Killuminati. Oh, okay, all right. The USA Civil War. Oh, okay, that'll be fun.
And the Raw War as well.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so Darth Revan versus Moore. So probably as you're looking at this whole bracket, Moore, I would say overall is going to be the favorite. But
Brickhead in there, another expert. I know he's probably rusty.
yeah, he is a rusty bucket. But there's a few other good players too, like Gaboo is solid. Albert Wesker / Shelby also really good as well. With Sanji can play good, can play not good. Just kind of, I don't know. For him, it kind of varies on the day, I feel like. But yeah, there's a lot of good players. Wiz and Jeff. Ooh, that is a close one.
That'll be a fun first match.
Yeah, Jeff is just another one of those pretty solid
Jeff's got
players.
Really good macro and mechanical skills. His game decisions still kind of drive me crazy. Like he's got the 1800 like macro skills easily, and probably could get like 1825, even 1850 if he actually had the game knowledge to go with it.
Yeah. So Revan versus Moore. Let's go from top to bottom here. You can't go against Moore, really. I mean, he's the most skilled player in the entire bracket.
How does Moore get down here? Did you see his games in the early rounds?
Well, part of this is Moore's greatest weakness is scheduling. So he only played 2 matches because, well, he was kind of like a second half replacement, where this is typical Moore. He didn't even have any idea this tournament was even starting. Whilst making posts on RTS Sanctuary complaining that there's no tournaments. So he has no idea that this tournament is beginning. So he was late to sign up. And then when he got placed in, he's just incompetently scheduling. He scheduled to play against Momo but didn't show up. So then he got a game penalty and then lost to Momo in the second game. So that's what he lost to, and then he only played 1 other game. So he's kind of here mainly because he just is incompetent at scheduling. So that's always kind of the wild card with Moore, is theoretically he could just not show up. Because
so we have to factor in that in our predictions.
Yes, you do, because is he just gonna I don't even know what goes on in his life, but that's as long as I've known Moore, he's just been so you can't trust him to show up. So that could be the downfall for Moore, is he just schedules and then thinks it's Saturday and when it's actually Sunday and then doesn't show up. I don't know, but I'm picking Moore because he's better. But Darth Raven, not anybody to scoff at, but a 1750 to 1800 player against Moore, who is one of the better players. They're tough to win, so I got to pick Moore here. And we got, you agree?
I'm not gonna go against him on scheduling.
Then we got Joey Bads and Brickhead. Joey Bads may be the owner of the lowest rating in the tournament. um, against Brickhead. So, like I said, some of these matchups are going to be pretty different as far as skill levels. So, Joey Bads would have to play out of his mind to beat Brickhead.
It would take another scheduling.
It could, and maybe it was to be one of the things where Brickhead didn't do well in the group stage, and then you know what, I'm not really into this, and then Joey Bads beats him. But you know what? Maybe Joey Bads could beat Brickhead by forfeit, and then Moore beats Reven, but then Moore doesn't show up. Joey Bads beats him, and then he makes it all the way over here to the semifinals.
To face Chrono JJ.
To face me, and then I don't show up because I have to have my ankle amputated, and he makes it all the way to the final. See, Joey Bad has a path to the finals. He has a path, but I'm gonna pick Brickhead.
I'll agree with that.
No Atlantis and Tack. I'm familiar with No Atlantis. I'm not so familiar with Tack. I think maybe by skill level, Tack might be slightly better than No Atlantis. But No Atlantis is one of those players who does... He takes his tournament games seriously and always tries his hardest. So I'm going to pick No Atlantis. He's mainly Atlantean. I think Tack might be a Greek player. But I'm picking No Atlantis.
I'm actually going to agree with you because I think at these lower skill games, Atlantean can just overwhelm people if they don't do the right strats against it. Because the eco and unit spam is just so strong, so it wouldn't shock me if even though Atlantis was the slightly weaker player if he could overwhelm Tack here because of being Atlantean.
Yeah. And then this next match, Chrono JJ versus Killuminati.
You're gonna have to try and prep and practice for this. This is not a free win here, Mr. JJ.
I'm gonna destroy him. I'm gonna kill Illuminati. That's what I'm gonna do. Here's the way I see it: is I played so bad in the group stage. There's no way I can continue being that bad. So this is where I turn it around. But yeah, Killuminati though, in reality, is a pretty decent player, and my issue is I'm just so inconsistent, where I think on our best days I would win, but...
He's a pretty inconsistent player too.
Right, so who knows?
Throw team games.
I mean,
dominate team games.
Keep in mind too, Rifing, that I got a broken ankle, so I'm still crippled. So it's tough. Tough to win on a broken ankle. But yeah, so I gotta pick me.
I think your JJ will get some help in preparing, so I think he'll be okay here. So I'll also go with Chrono JJ.
You think Chrono JJ will win? Yeah, me too. Hey, this other guy doesn't stand a chance. No chance for him. Speaking of it, he's in the chat right now. Tell you what, Illuminati, I got a broken ankle, so you can't. Yeah. Even if you beat me, it's basically a loss because all you can say is you beat a cripple, so you might as well just lose. We're kind of skip over here to Wiz Sanji, and it's just Jeff.
This is going to be the match of the first losers bracket. Yeah, I think this will be the closest of the losers bracket matches.
Oh, I don't think it'll be the closest, but it's going to be a good one. I got to go with Wiz, fellow old boy in the old boy clan, though he's not actually an old boy. He probably could be my kid. But I got to go with Wiz because he's my bud. Wiz is, again, one of those players. I mean, a lot of the issues with these players here are just consistency, where you can play good one game and then the next game just so bad that it's just like an auto loss. And that's from what I know from playing with Wiz, you'll get that from him, where one game just really good, next game you're kind of like watching him and like what's he doing?
My concern with Wiz is he can play a little too passive. Like he can go like a hop Tox unit comp that then is just so slow that you can't really do anything other than react.
Yeah.
And going against Jeff, who's a Norris main, who eventually is going to tech up to Rag and really loves his Rag, I'm a little worried for Wiz that he's going to be too passive and give Jeff the space that he needs to get up to Rag, and then the Rag will take it home for Jeff. So I'm actually going to go with Jeff here.
Oh my goodness! Can't even go with your own teammate.
Betrayal, yeah.
Oh my goodness! This Judas, Brutus, Benedict Arnold, and Ryfang. Oh my goodness! The biggest traitors in the history of the world. For me, the closest match of this first round is the next one. Gaboo versus Wesker / Thomas Shelby. This is also, I think, of all of the matchups here, this is the one that collectively has the most skill. Gaboo and Albert Wesker are both players that can take games from top players. But on the other hand, are also both players that can sometimes lose games they should normally, at least on paper, win. So Gaboo, and the thing is, they're both Loki mains.
Gaboo, I've never seen him play anything but Loki, so I don't know how to judge his skill here, considering he's only got one win of Loki possible.
Yeah.
So I don't know, does he play Odin or Thor, or is he going to go another Civ?
I imagine he just
did earlier in the tournament.
He just lost, so I think he just played Loki.
Okay.
Kind of like me, I just played Raw. Yeah, you screw this stupid
Albert / Shelby.
Yeah.
Over Gaboo, just because of the being able to play with multiple gods.
Yeah. I also picked Albert, and that's why is because he can play multiple gods well, and I think he is also slightly better than Gaboo. This next one, Joker Dem versus Bugman Dan. Two players I really am not familiar with. I think Joker Dem is maybe like a 1750-ish, and Bugman Dan is like 1650 to 1700. I gotta go. I'll be honest, I don't know much about him. I gotta go with Bugman Dan, just because I like the name.
I'm gonna go with Joker, just because I don't want to agree with you.
Okay, that's a good enough reason. So, yeah, both of them. We can even look. Bugman Dan got last in his group, and Joker Dem and Gaboo. Joker Dem got tied for last in his group because he and Gaboo didn't actually play. So it's kind of hard to get a read on Joker Dem.
He's worse than Shadowfax and Ulysses, at least.
Yeah,
That's nothing to go off of.
No. Okay. And then our last matchup here, we've got Shalky versus Duck Nugget. Shalky, let's see. I believe he got last in his group. Where is he? Shalky? Oh, here he is. Yeah, he got last in his group. Duck Nugget got third. And actually, Duck Nugget had some pretty good games. And then also some games where he just got absolutely hammered by, I know I watched him play Hagrid, and he just got hammered by Hagrid. And so, perfect example of the player who can beat players he's maybe, better than, but when it comes to playing against the top or semi-top players, just can't match up. Whereas Shalky also, I think, probably is rated a little bit lower than Duck Nugget as well. As far as gods, I know Duck Nugget was playing Greek, and Shalky, I'm not sure. See him in chat from time to time. He might have even been in chat tonight, potentially. Sometimes he shows up in chitter chatters. Nope, not tonight. So I like the name Duck. Not pick a Duck.
I'll go with Duck as well, if he was putting out some occasional good games against top level players.
Yeah,
I think he'll have a strong chance of winning.
Yeah, he had a really nice match, a really nice game against, who was he playing? Akor. Greek against Iranos, where it was just kind of a classic. As Greek, he was kind of losing the early game and was in a pretty bad spot, and then really played really well in early to mid Mythic, and kind of came back and won a game that he should not have won. And it was pretty good, because it was really good decision making in that game that he was able to use to win. So, all right, so we mostly agreed at had a few disagreements. Kilumati wants to know when do we play. I'll let you know. Not tonight. I'll let you know.
AJ's got a lot of free time lately, so he'll be
Well.
more flexible than usual.
Talk about free time.
Do you still have to do desk duty, or are you fully off?
I'm just fully off. So today I spent 6 hours painting a window trim. I hate painting. It was awful. But
Sounds as
it looks nice.
Paint dry.
Well, that's kind of what I was doing, really. Yeah, so nice collection of players here. Yeah, I don't mind waiting. We can wait till this weekend, most likely. I'll take a look at my schedule, check with the wife, see what we got going on this weekend. But yeah, I have no problems waiting for the weekend if you want to, because we got through. I'd probably not wait till Sunday night, because just in case something happens, I don't want to have something come up the last night of our scheduling phase. But yeah, anyway, I'll send you a message on Discord. 2 nice sets of brackets here. I think it'll be fun. I really like this lower bracket. I like the concept of it. I like when the moderate leveled players are able to get more competitive tournament games. Because so often it's just show up and lose the first round and you're out. And, that's not fun. So it's nice to be able to find this lower bracket where your medium to lower level players are able to get some additional games in, get some more competitive games with players their skill level. So yeah, this will be fun. I mean, overall, Moore is the favorite, and then I would say the winner of Gabu versus Wesker, probably the best on the bottom half. So if I'm going to predict a finals, it would be Moore versus, I guess, Shelby for me. Though, if I'm looking at me, I could beat Killuminati. I can beat either No Atlantis or TAC. The problem is going to be here, where I'm likely facing more.
Bloodbath.
Yeah, and it's also best of 5. I mean, I could beat a good.
Not fared well against Atlantean players recently. From what I've seen.
No, and Moore is one of those players where I think that even if I played my best at this point, I don't even think that'd be good enough. He's just too far ahead. There's a lot of these semi-expert players where I felt like if I put my best, I could beat them in a game or two. Moore, I think, is a little bit beyond that. But who knows? Like I said, Moore in scheduling that's his weakness. So he might drop by then, and maybe I would play Reven. I actually beat him in, I think, an EE tournament recently, or I beat him in it was in a Boobly tournament earlier this year. Joey Bads I could take. Brickhead, it depends on what Brickhead shows up. So yeah, I would say, but if I play the way I did in the group stage, I'm not winning a single match. So I'll have to play better. Yeah, I like this bracket. I could see me having a good couple first rounds here, and then getting thwacked. But then I don't know if there would be a bronze match here. It looks like there is, at least on the bracket here. So this will be the semis. But all right, well that's the predictions. I got it written down. I'll hand out a plaque to me later when I win the prediction competition between you and me.
Sounds good.
And then you're probably too busy to play any games tonight, right?
I probably can do a game or two. You already drew me in.
Oh, yeah, yes. So in other news...
I'm going to be AFK for a minute, though.
Okay. There is a 2v2 tournament starting up, also, hosted by MetaPlays, and that'll be starting next week. And I'm looking forward to that. Me and Ryfang signed up. Hope to have fun in that. There's some good teams, though, so it'll be tough to win any rounds in that. But I love 2v2s. actually, team competitions have always been my favorite part of Age of Mythology. For years and years, it was RTS League, and I have always immensely enjoyed those. And whether it be video games or actual sporting competitions, team games are always enjoyed team games. I don't know. There's just something about playing as a team and representing more than just yourself that I find very intriguing. So I'm really looking forward to this 2v2 tournament, and let's take a look and see if we've had some more sign-ups. There's some good players signing up. Yeah, we've got Ulysses and Playhard a team, Tiger Boss and Jokerdem, Haggard, Joey Bads, Bornholm Marcos, Rapple and Matrius, Thomas Shelby is with Shell T. So good players have signed up. There's 11 teams currently in this 2v2 tournament. So yeah, it'll be fun. Nice little kind of change from all the 1v1s we've had so far. So that'll be cool. Let's see, upcoming games. We already have quite a few games scheduled for our tournament here. Wow, look at that. Half of the upper bracket games have already been scheduled. That's pretty cool. Joey versus Brickcat, Thursday 18 GMT on the lower bracket. Alright, and so far more is scheduling, so the hope that he drops from scheduling is looking less there. But yeah, I got time for probably 2 or 3 games. Do appreciate those of you watch the predictions. I know maybe it's not necessarily the most exhilarating, but good to see you guys in the chat. Oh, Cuddy Danks, Donnie, Killuminati, Lucky, Bam, breaking my ankles to get off work for AOM. Yeah, Killuminati. Nobody from the YouTubes yet? Oh man. All right, once Ryfang's back, we'll probably just play some. Looks like he's disconnected. Once he gets back, we'll play probably just some 1v1s and MegaRandom just to get some practice in here. And hopefully I can do better in the bracket stage of the tournament, because that group stage was not good at all. But, I think while I'm sitting here, I'm going to take this boot off of my ankle. I've had it on all day, and I want my ankle to So yeah, once Ryfang's back, we will get a game. Oh yeah, I hope everybody is doing swell in their life. My ankle is not good, but could be worse. I'd rather have an injured ankle than another concussion. So better this than that. Where did Ryfang go? Oh, his internet is down. That is why he left. His internet is down. Hopefully it comes back in a minute. We'll give him a minute. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, a lot of people streaming tonight. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people streaming. Age Mythology right now. We even got a tiny game going on. Old PK Clan. Playing some tiny. Man, I used to get in those games sometimes. I don't know if Ryfang's coming back or not. What do I do? Decisions to be made. Maybe I'll just play a game against Marcos and we'll see. Yeah, we'll do that. The internet goes down, you just never know when it's going to come back up. I enjoy playing against Marcos anyway. We've had some good games. If he's here. He may be AFK. Ah, there it is. Alright. Play against Marcos. And if he wins, just remember, I have a broken ankle. It's going to be my excuse now. It didn't sound as good to say I lost because I had a sprained ankle, but now that I can say it's broken, I think it's a legit excuse. Should probably practice Ra. Alright, you guys should be able to see the game room. We're going to do something a little different here. I'm going to try some classical fight Ra. This isn't the map to try a classical fight on. This is another one of those things where I go with scouting and I don't find anything I'm looking for when I'm scouting. It's like I'm right now in the do I get hunting dogs? It's just so far to go. See, my starting hunt is probably just looking for it. I have to have a boar somewhere. So I think what I'll do has to be down here then, since I haven't found it yet. I feel like I lost some goats along the line here. I think he found the one in the middle. Nope, there it is. This is actually a big that I was able to get these. Really big that I got those. So yeah, my boar must be right down here. Kind of a crappy age up time, but oh well. It's gotta be just down there. So I'm gonna send this down. So I'm gonna try to do like just a classical fight kind of a thing here. I'll grab this town center. Send a couple villas more up here. Oh, he did. Oh, okay, I did kill it. I should probably wall this off if I were smart. Okay, now I got hunting dogs. What's this one? Infantry train faster. This is actually a really important wall, and yeah, I didn't get it up in time. I think I can heal him faster than Odysseus kills him. Oh, he can escape. Alright, I'll lose him, but that's not a big deal. Maybe I won't do a classical fight. Don't tell me they can walk out of here. Did I get Shadoof yet? Did I plow yet? No, I didn't. Okay, it's gone decent for me. These guys should probably actually be going to gold up here. Like, okay. Yeah, there's just nothing to fight over, so, like, why bother? I like segment. Always have, always will. Oh, I can't put it. I wanted the barracks there. Interesting that they are right there. I like best about Sekhmet. I just like all the technologies that Sekhmet has. Boy, I need to... This is going to be a little bit of a problem, I have a feeling. Probably upgraded this. There we go. I should actually level this guy up a little bit. He's only got 2 town centers. This is a good little... This is going really well for me. I should probably have gotten... let's build this town center back here. I just like that these bad boys can range so far. I do need to finish this off. Ooh, I did not get this. Yeah, this little spearman stuff is good for me. Oh, I should have started this so much sooner. Dang it, not quite far enough. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, Cyrus, just don't you die. Whoa, this is why I have no gold. I'm surprised, actually, that he wasn't able to eat his way through. I think I'm really good here on this push because he doesn't have Bellerophon. So Osiris is a little bit out of position here. Ooh, I never got that, did I? Ooh, crenellations is important. Let's see if I can... Oh, there we go. See, it's amazing. Like, playing against this Zeus, I feel like I'm unbeatable. Playing against the players in the MegaRandom group stage, I feel like I can't win a single game. This was a pretty solid map for me, though, because there ended up not being very much hunt at all. It was just a one hunt pack. Ghost Lake. And Marcos isn't a Zeus player by trade. Well, part of the reason I lost in my group stage games was my refusal to make classical age units. In every game, I was just going straight to heroic age and trying just to win with Mignol units, and then I was just getting out spammed heavily in some of those games early on, to where if I would have made... What in the world did I just open? If I would have been playing with some barracks units, I would have done a lot better. Or just playing all out classical age fight. Because the issue is just the pressure was just too much too soon for me, and I never had time to get the barracks units out. And I've actually kind of even then gotten into the bad habit of when I go heroic is I'm just pure Migdol, and barracks units still a time and place for them, even if you have a Migdol. Because you need the spearmen. And I've kind of fallen into a pretty bad habit of just not ever making spears. My pharaoh is Yuri Naters. Nice name. I forgot to look last game. I probably should not have sent this guy to my hunt forward. Probably should be making villagers in my town center. This is where, I start... Oh, he's getting a Aurochs. This is where I start to really be very angry at my mechanics. He's legit getting... Oh, he just attacked that wolf. That's a bit of a problem for him. No, do this. So this guy gonna do some classical flip. Because I like it. It's more fun. Hello! Flow Volatile Official. You know, I probably should make a priest to heal El Dude up, old Yuri. Probably should get healed up by a priest. Or the first Greek hero that comes along is going to kill him. This is a very slow advance. Like, there's really no reason for it. Just no, you need to heal up. Really annoyed because I know he took a few of my Aurochs from here. Yeah, see, there's only one down there now. That is really... Okay, good, I can kill his... Oh, that's not good for him. Oh, see, this is really dangerous for me, what I'm doing. Because if he hits this... I got some really bad idle time right now. So he just scouted that out. He made his settlement. Seems like he probably wants to defend up here. Oh, this is actual Tundra. I never got pickaxe. I think I should grab this town center. I like MegaRandom. Oh, he's over here. How about I get on this? wasn't quite predicting that I would have ripped a hole in that. So that didn't quite go as I was kind of hoping. Oh my. Yep. This is where if I would have managed my economy a little bit better, I would be aging up right now. Don't really need to fight this. The fight went really good for me. This is not going to be worth it. Because I'm about to run completely out of food. In fact, I kind of already have. Oh, this isn't making villagers. Oh, don't die. Oh, Pharaoh is... Okay. Oh. He's screwed here. Dang, where's my building upgrade though? Boy, I'm out of gold again though. Oh, where's my... There he is. Is he on this one? I thought I got this, but I guess I didn't. Where did my bills go that are supposed to be finishing this wall? I don't really know where he's getting his gold from. I don't think he really is. At this point, I really don't care if he kills that either. You know, I should just send Avenger up here to deal with this. What's this relic? Okay, nothing important. I should set up a... Look at this. I swagged my lumber camp even without trying. GG. I do like the complete trappage I had on him. I needed to upgrade these walls a little bit sooner. I would have trapped like every single villager that was over here. My main issue here was actually kind of the macro behind the scenes. That name's way too long, Madara. I can't name it that. Or do you just mean Kanjiedo? I think you copy pasted a little bit incorrectly. But yeah, my macro behind this was a little bit goofy. Then the fact that I chopped the wood through my little trap that I'd built here was also a bit of an issue that allowed him to go. Because I wanted to get to Hippolyta, because then the Wadjet are kind of a closet really good myth unit. That'd be an economy. Like, my economy should not have been this bad. And that's kind of my issues. It's like, most of the time, my gameplay is appropriate as far as what I'm trying to do. The problem is behind the scenes, my economy and stuff. And this is kind of an issue here where, like, all of a sudden my hunt runs out and I've got 3,000 idle villagers. I got 1,200 more food and Oryx over here. And then I have, like, no gold income for, like, a minute and a half because they all went idle at the same time and I didn't notice. But yeah, Marcos is not a Greek player by trade, so a little bit difficult for him. But yeah, I like the Wadget with the slinger and then the spearman front. It does well. But anyway, I should go to bed. It is past 11. Well, that's good. Fun couple of games. And then we also start off the stream with some nice little prediction of the brackets coming up. But I want to practice. No, I gotta go to bed. Maybe another time. But yes. Those games are just kind of like perfect examples of the difference between an average player and a good player. Where like a good player is just that little bit faster, that little bit more efficient, that just results in what I'm trying to do anyway, just completely falling apart because I just can't keep up. Whereas a player, my skill level, I can generally do what I want to do because I can keep up. But yeah, fun couple of games. Blue needs the Me Alliance. A needed a lot of stuff there. Kind of got pushed into his base a little bit. Do you predict you meaning Joey Vads? Yes, I predicted you to win the whole tournament. You have to adapt to the berry meta by putting 30 on berries. Yeah, so anyway, thanks for the kind words. Kalos, thanks for Kalos, JC, Fury, Carlo, Madara wanted to name a pharaoh. So we will get that name in to the list of pharaohs for you. And Kowalski, GG, yay. Thank you. You already have a pharaoh named Madara, though. There's already a pharaoh named Madara. So, or do you want one Kanjieto instead? But, alright, I'll send you guys off to somebody. Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you guys stay happy, healthy, unlike me. No broken ankles. Happy, healthy. Yeah, if you're happy and healthy, I think you're probably doing pretty good. But alright, I'll catch y'all another time. I will send you over to Is Just Jeff. So, bye.